but who better than me?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to some more Bass Talks with your boy, Bass the Kid. As always, please like and subscribe, share with a friend, a colleague, a relative, an associate, an enemy, any and all in between. It's appreciated. Now, I got the opportunity to speak with Callum Simpson a little bit earlier on. It's the second time I've actually spoken to him. The first time was when I was doing some interviews for the Undefeated Podcast channel. If you guys ain't subscribed to them, please go over there, do so now. Brilliant content, brilliant work. We spoke quite in depth about his fight on the weekend, January the 11th. And well, you guys will see in the interview, obviously, anyone who's watched any of my content from Fight Talk Live or Weekend Rap, I was very critical of Sky Sports and, you know, using the narrative of his sister who passed away. I put that to him. He gave me a very interesting answer, which I didn't really see it from that perspective initially. So please have a listen and have a watch. We spoke about a few other bits and pieces. It was a pretty personable interview. It was very engaging, and I hope you guys felt the same way. So yeah, I will come back at the end of the video, but enjoy. This is Bass the Kid, the hardcore casual. Delighted to once again be joined by Callum Simpson after a victorious return to the ring on the 11th of January. Sorry, Callum. First things first. How are you and how are you doing sort of after the event, after everything that's kind of been going on recently?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good, thank you. You know, obviously had a great night Saturday, an emotional night, but yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
One thing that I want to start this off with a little bit of a negative, not a negative towards you, but I feel like I want to address it. I've addressed it on videos previously, and I feel, for me, I'm always a person, if I say something outright, I want to, you know, give people the chance to respond. I wasn't really happy with the way the promotion was going for your fight with Steve Woodall. Everything was really about, you know, the tragic death of your sister and when's the moment you're going to break down and, like, can you hold it together? I didn't really like the narrative for that. Obviously, when it's happening, how are you being able to compartmentalize and kind of process and try to ignore all of that background from Sky Sports?
I wasn't trying to ignore it, to be honest, mate. You know, for me, you know, my sister Lily Ray, I love talking about her, and I thought that what Sky were doing, obviously with a narrative for them, but I thought it was beautiful, you know, a beautiful tribute video. And yeah, so I were more than happy to do the interviews, speak about Lily, and I think that I wouldn't be able to move forward in my career in my next fight without addressing that. And I think, yeah, we're more than happy with what Sky did, whether it's a narrative or not. It's you know, it's a big part of my life, something that's happened, you know, a tragedy. And but yeah, so I won't try to ignore it. But I think it might have helped me. I think a lot of people, when they go through grief or some kind of traumatic event or anything mentally, they bottle it up, they don't speak about it. But I think because I was able to speak about it so often, I think that did help me.
You know, thank you very much for setting me straight, because again, I'm just sort of watching from the outside, and when I'm seeing all that promotion, especially someone who's lost someone recently as well, I don't really want to be, you know, notified of it and then having it as the narrative, the drive-through for the promotion. That's how I looked at it. So thank you for it.
Yeah, no, everyone's different. You know, some boxers might not want to do any interviews about it or speak about it, or yeah, or might need a year off of boxing, a year out. But you know, and that's absolutely fine. You know, everyone handles grief different. I know that some of my family members, if they were boxers, they wouldn't want that at all. And but obviously, again, someone like yourself, you might not want that. Or yeah, everyone handles grief different, mate, and that's absolutely fine.
No, I hear that. Appreciate it. With regards to the fight now, in the first round, to me, this again from the outside looking in, so feel free to correct me, it looked as if you were a little bit jittery. You didn't seem as composed as I've seen you before. It seemed like you was like falling into shots a bit more. You was rushing your work. That's like, again, maybe this is just me seeing something that wasn't there. How did you kind of see that first round, and what was going through your mind while it was playing out?
To be honest, I wouldn't disagree. I think normally I rush the first round a bit more, whereas this fight I tried to be on the back foot a little bit, not rushing, establish my jab a little bit more, and I felt quite relaxed. Yeah, I felt very relaxed, and I got caught with a couple of jabs and a good backhand as well. But I didn't feel no power there or anything that would hurt me. So that's maybe why I put a bit more pressure on.
Well, second round, obviously, you closed the show and closed the show quite well. First knockdown, barrage of punches, great moment. You didn't rush back in straight afterwards, but the way the fight ended, I think everyone online, myself included, believed that the stoppage itself, as it happened, was pretty horrible. It felt almost like robbing you of the opportunity of a proper stoppage. How did you sort of take it in the moment? Were you happy, or did you just think, okay, I would have preferred to be a bit cleaner in that moment?
Yeah, in the moment, obviously, after the first knockdown, caught him with a beautiful uppercut that kind of put him down, and I think I caught him with a left hand that walked him back up, and then a right hand that put him back down again. And yeah, every knockdown, he got up, he was still unstable. Got up, it was like on 9, I think. So if it were going to be stopped at all, it should have been stopped then, to be fair. He was still unstable in his legs. Put it back on him. I think I landed 4 shots. There weren't clean, but 1 clean blow and then 3 glancing shots. Obviously, the referee jumped in, and when the referee jumped in, I was like, my first thoughts was, not yet. Like, let me finish him off properly. So I know that's what was going to happen. I was finishing him off. Whereas, obviously, when I watch it back, it don't look like that as much. But when you're there, when you're looking in someone's eyes and you can see their body language and you can feel that they're not right. And obviously the referees stood next to me, you can see that as well. So for me, I would have loved to got that highlight reel knockout. And I feel, if anything, Steve should be happy that he saved him. I'm the one that should be upset. I'm the one that got robbed a highlight reel knockout, because that's exactly what we're coming. When I hurt Chelly in the first round when I fought Barnsley, and I didn't put it on him. Whereas as soon as I put Steve down, I thought, you're not getting through this round. But I knew he weren't going to get through that round. And again, yeah, it's a good job the ref stepped in when he did. Obviously, I think boxing fans, we love to see knockouts. We want to see a bit of violence, and I think that's why we're upset.
So the event itself, obviously, it had been planned for a few months. A lot of the time, the first fight sort of in January, it's a bit of a difficult time. People are coming back from Christmas, having to be disciplined, etc., etc. When the Ring Awards, the Ring Magazine Awards got announced on the same day, like, what was kind of going through your mind? Did you feel almost a little bit cheated of a moment to have your time, or do you still feel like you had enough of an audience and a crowd on yourself?
The show sold out within a week. I did like just over 1,000 tickets, physical tickets myself. I think the venue were 2,500. I did over 1,000 tickets myself. Could have done more, but we're coming to Christmas. I didn't have time to be running around doing all them tickets. And the show sold out within a week or 2, I think. So yeah, I don't know if you watch the videos back. The players were absolutely massive. The atmosphere were unreal. The crowd were out in the numbers. Like I said, it was sold out. When the Ring Magazine Awards got announced, I saw the date. And it didn't bother me at all. I thought, Ben Shum should be there at the Ring Magazine Awards, which he was. And but in terms of the crowd, no one in the crowd would have been watching that anyway. None of us Barnes would have been tuning into that. So yeah, no, I weren't fussed at all about the date, mate. No dramas at all.
Regarding Ben, I mean, the Ring Magazine Awards, a big event. But do you almost feel like, you're my promoter, like I would like to have you here? Like, how did you sort of take that, saying, okay, I can understand why you've gone there, but I would like you here?
No, it's not. Listen, I'm not a kid. I've not got an ego. End of the day, Ben were there to represent. But Ben had to be there to represent boxer, represent the business, and again, he was there to build a relationship with the Riyadh season, the other promoters as well, and get us. And what's good for boxer is good for me. It's good for the stable. It gets us opportunities, not just opportunities for myself, but opportunities for the full stable. So yeah, I was more than supportive of Ben missing my show to be there, definitely.
All right, Callum, a couple more just quickly before I let you go. Look, we're at the last Crescendo press conference, Better Beer versus Bivol, part 2. When you sort of look around and you've seen the amount of talent that's been here and been on stage, and even just the people walking in amongst the crowd, like, what goes through your mind, especially now that you don't have a fight locked in and you get to absorb it and think about what's next? Like, what is next for Callum Simpson?
What is next? We're going to be doing the Oatwell Barnsley Football Stadium again at Oatwell. We're going to be selling it out this time using the full stadium, 17,000 I believe at least. So that's what's next, early summer. And
do you have any potential opponents in line? Anyone scheduled?
No one scheduled yet. I'm speaking to, I'm having dinner with Ben tonight, and meeting my manager later on this week. See what they think and see what's available. The thing is, now we're in such a good position. I'm ranked number 1 in the UK. before this fight I was ranked 8th for the WBA, just won the WBO Intercontinental title. And but the world rankings come out next month. I should be ranked top 10 with 3 world governing bodies. I should be, before the fight I was ranked 2nd with EBU, so yeah, I'm in a great position, got some great momentum. You know, I've shown I can do the numbers for tickets. I've shown my boxing level now as well, so whether we stay domestic level defending the British and Commonwealth, or we push on for European level, it's to be spoken about between myself, Ben and Kevin, and we'll see what we do. But that's, we've got so many options, the world's my oyster, as they say.
All right, I want to ask you about 2 fights on this last Crescendo card, and neither of them are going to be boxer affiliated, so you don't have to show loyalty to the team. But the first one, Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker. Massive fight for both guys. Obviously, Joseph Parker, former world champion, wants that belt back. Never really happened 7 years down the line. Daniel Dubois is on a big trajectory, big momentum at the moment. How do you see that fight playing out?
I'm going to go for Parker winning that. I think he's also got great momentum, good performances. I think even though Dubois got the best, obviously his wins massive against Joshua, I feel like Parker's shown more overall improvements, and I think he's got good momentum. I'm gonna go for Joseph Parker, probably on points, to be fair. Yeah.
Interesting. And finally, Better BF Bivol Part 2. Is it validation or is it revenge? What do you think?
I think it's validation. I think that Bivol, to be fair, I think that Bivol should have won the first one. He boxed out of his skin, but I think Beterbiev massively underperformed and didn't do his full potential. And I think he's got the most to improve on, the most to work on, and I think he will improve and will work on them things. And I think he's going to come back better and get a late stoppage, I reckon. Yeah.
Callum, look, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. All the best for the future. I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. Top man.
Yeah. So look, first and foremost, big up Callum Simpson for being able to answer the questions that I asked, or answer the, maybe my criticisms. And I'm very much, as you guys have seen before, if I say something, I will always try and give the fighters the right of response if I get the chance to speak to them. As I said, I was very critical of sort of Sky Sports and the way that they used that narrative to build up the fight week. But Callum didn't have an issue with it, and in fact quite welcomed it. But he's, acknowledges maybe other people would have dealt with it differently. Can't say fairer than that. Other than that, look, good guy. I don't know what his ceiling is. I don't know the furthest he can go. He might be able to make it all the way to the top. He might fall short before European. Who knows? Time will tell. But he's a good guy to chat to. Ultimately, he's got Barnsley on his back, and I guess we just got to kind of see what he does moving forward. But pleasure for the conversation anyway. Please leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought, and I will catch you all on the next one. Until then, peace.